And meanwhile, you're trying to build a business on the scraps of attention that you have left. That's not what's going to work. And that's where we get what I call the good idea trap sits in. And as entrepreneurs, of course, we're idea people. We see opportunities everywhere, but that strength becomes a weakness when we try to pursue every good idea that crosses our path. I tell people all the time is that ideas are a dime a dozen. Ideas are worthless. It's what can you execute? I mean, you can go pull a homeless person who's panhandling on the side of the road and sit down and have lunch with them, give them a cup of coffee and say, tell me about your ideas, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. They're going to have great ideas. The problem is they don't execute on them. And entrepreneurs, you're the same. You're just in a different place. You're panhandling differently. You're trying to get clients, not dollars and change. So let me be brutally honest. Most of what you're working on right now doesn't matter. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. But most entrepreneurs have that completely backward. They spend 80% of their attention on activities that generate only 20% of the results. And it's not just external distractions. Sometimes the worst attention thief is between your ears. Perfectionism, overthinking, analysis paralysis, and these internal distractions can be even more insidious than the external ones because they feel like real work. We convince ourselves, we lie to ourselves. And that's what I call the false urgency syndrome, when everything feels like a fire alarm fire. Your team, they need answers. Your clients have questions. Your vendors need decisions. And it all feels urgent. But here's the reality. Very few things are truly urgent. Most of the things that we feel urgent are actually just someone else's priorities masquerading as your own. Recently, I was sick. I was very, very sick for about 3 weeks. And for a full week, I was in bed. I had a lung infection, a sinus infection, and an ear infection. It was terrible. It's as sick as I've been in a long time. And for those 3 weeks, I was operating at maybe 50% capacity on average. That for a week, it was zero. Like I couldn't do anything. I would come, I work, I have a studio here in my home, and I would come in, I'd sit down at my desk and I'd try to work, and I would just be exhausted and I have to go lay down in my bedroom. And here's what I noticed is that even when I unexpectedly had to take a vacation, even though it wasn't a vacation like we want or imagine, nothing changed. Now, did I not make progress in some projects? For sure. But nothing changed. As a matter of fact, when I came back and I was finally back to where, not 100%, but I could communicate with my clients again in my mastermind, I sent a message to everybody, say, hey guys, I've been sick for a week and apologize I haven't been around. And a couple of guys responded and said, I'm glad you're better, but we didn't even know you're gone. And they were being complimentary because they followed that up with a comment like this. I'm glad to see that, Jason, you are practicing what you teach us to do, to set businesses up where they run without you as the owner having to be there. And that's, in fact, what I figured out. But I'm not telling that story to do anything other than to illustrate the fact that most of what we're working on isn't really that important. Because had I not been sick and I'd been sitting at this desk, I would have been pushing some projects forward. But most of what I'd been working on wasn't that important. So it really made me think. How do I take back control? Hey there, it's the real Jason Duncan. Thank you for watching this video. If you are an entrepreneur and you've ever thought about what it's going to be like when you get ready to exit your business, I'm the guy you want to follow. So make sure that you've subscribed to this channel and go check out the link in the description, therealjasonduncan.com. Check out the resources I've got for people just like you, as an entrepreneur who's trying to get his life back, get her life back, get your time and freedom back. We've got a couple other videos you might be interested in. There's one here and there's one here. If that's what you want as an entrepreneur, if you're being trapped in your business, then I can help you get out of that. So go to therealjasonduncan.com. The link is in the description and check out one of these videos. I'll see you next time.